Hi, welcome to Yoga Flow, sponsored by Fit Club for Women. This is going to be our spring flow, so welcome. Find a way to sit comfortably, maybe on a rolled up towel or a blanket if you have one. And then turning your palms up, slide your elbows back toward your waist. Close your eyes and balance your inner ears just above your shoulders. And as you land here now, become available to this moment, letting the brain drain, just here now. Keeping your hands and fingers relaxed, the palms open. Find the full circumference of your breath. So in other words, you're feeling the breath fill you in the front of the ribs, the back of the ribs, the sides of the ribs. Keep that inner lift and take just a couple more breaths here. So go ahead and open your eyes and stretch your fingers wide, fanning your fingers as you leave your hands on your inner knees. So that's going to be our inhale move. As you exhale, slowly bring the fingertips to touch the thumb. So this is called blooming hands breath. So inhale, stretch your fingers wide. As you exhale, slowly bring your fingertips to touch the thumb. Let's do just a few more rounds. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, stretching the fingers wide, just keeping the hands heavy. As you exhale, fingertips slowly retract and touch the thumb. Let's do one more. Nice. And then now bring your palms together and bring the thumbs right against the heart center. And then dedicate this time, this practice to yourself. Craft a sentence or two as a form of self-blessing. And then when you feel you're complete with that, then let's seal that in by lowering the chin toward the heart. This is just sealing in this bow of reverence. Open your eyes, bring your head back to center, bring your hands down. You can stretch out your legs a little bit, move whatever it is you're sitting on, and then move on to all fours. We're going to move into cat stretch. So once you're on all fours, aligning your hands underneath your shoulders, make sure that your hips are directly above your knees. Now we'll just move through cat stretch. The breath will set our pace. So as you tuck under, pushing the floor away, here's your exhale. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the seat in equal timing. That's your inhale move. Let's try a few of these. Push on the exhale. Gliding through, lift the heart on the inhale. You can close your eyes so you can really feel what you're doing. Gliding through. And then remember, pushing the floor away actively as you tuck under. Let's do one more. Inhale, gliding. And then exhale, moving into downward facing cat. And then find neutral, somewhere in between. Bring your knees in just a little bit closer together, and then stretch your right leg back behind you, tucking your right toes under, until you can feel a nice pull or stretch along the calf. Draw the shoulder blades down your back and pull up just ever so slightly the navel toward the spine. One more inhale here. And then as you exhale, slow motion, bend your right knee. Let's go to the second side, stretching your left leg back. Pushing through the center of the heel until you feel that stretch. Lengthen the front of your spine and try not to sag the shoulders or droop the head, but rather keep your gaze extended forward. One more inhale here. And then as you exhale, bending your left knee. So now we're going to step the right foot forward, moving into a low lunge. And what we're looking for here is that your knee is above your ankle. Left knee well behind me. So as you stand solidly on your right foot in the right lane, lift the chest a little bit. Get light on your fingertips, and then press straight down into the center of your right heel until you can feel this nice dull and achiness in your right hip. Take one more breath here. And then as you exhale, bring your fingertips down. Tuck your back toes and then push your hips back, but keep your chest lifted, flexing your right foot. So going into the hamstrings here. Right knee does not have to lock out straight, but do try to extend your right sitting bone back behind you. Take a peek down at your 5 right toes and see if you can spread your toes like peacock feathers. One more inhale here. And then as you exhale, rocking forward and undoing. Right knee comes back. And let's squeeze the knees together. So this helps to set the pelvis once we've split the legs apart. So bringing everything back into the midline. Release the squeeze, and let's go for the second side. Left foot stepping forward. Check your positioning so that you can see that your knee is above your ankle and you're not standing on your right knee, but your right knee is well behind you. Getting nice and light on the fingertips. Lift the chest and maybe just try a little hovering so there's a little balance challenge implied here. Press into the center of your left heel. And then see if you can draw the tops of the arm bones back a little bit. Big stretch here on the front of the right hip. And then bringing the fingertips down, tucking the right toes under, draw the hips back and flex your left foot. Again, remember the left knee does not have to lock out straight. But instead of rounding and folding forward, love that stretch too. This is a little different as we're tugging along connective tissue here as we fan the tailbone and sitting bones back, pulling the top of your left foot toward your shin. Now, take a peek at those left toes. Spread your toes maximum. Just take a peek. See if you can get your toes to really create a little space, like you could put baby carrots in between your toes. And then relax your toes, rocking your way forward. We're going to change sides. Again, bringing your left knee back, and then squeeze your knees together. I'm going to step the right foot forward again. So another lunge. This time I'm going to change it a little bit, a little more balance challenge here. So same setup, knee above ankle. And now as I hover my fingertips, check in with your stability. Gaze point is going to lift, but I'm going to sweep my arms forward and up, drawing my ribs back. I'm not going to push out of my lunge, but my ribs draw back, and maybe my arms are in line with my ears. See if you can find that, and then fan the fingers, go wide, lift the heart, and then we're going to just bring the fingertips right back down. A little different transition. Right knee will come back. No squeeze in the middle, but instead we'll transition through child's pose. Then we're going to rock the weight forward and move the left foot forward. Same thing, second side. Get light on the fingertips. Right knee well behind me. Press into the center of the left heel. And then sweeping your arms forward and up. You can come out of your lunge a little bit, but see if you can get your arms, again, in line with your ears. Fan the fingers. One more inhale here. And then as you exhale, fingertips down, left knee back, and then bringing yourself into child's pose. So hips to your heels. Now, let me show you a modification for that. So I have a blanket here, but if you had a rolled up towel or another cushion or a prop, and you've got knee stuff, you can always bring this blanket behind the knees or a little bit closer to the calves and move into child's pose here. Another option also with the blanket, anytime we're on hands and knees, is to be able to push or put the blanket on the mat underneath your knees. It's just another option. So here you are in child's pose, then bringing yourself forward. One last thing on hands and knees. You're going to stretch your right leg back behind you. Inner right heel is going to float to the mat. My left hand will move in just a little bit closer in toward the midline. And then sweeping my right arm the length of my mat, right arm up. I really love spreading the fingers. And then just see if you can hold this here for a couple, 3 breaths. Not sagging into the shoulder, but rather pressing up and out. If looking up is too much, look down. Get one more inhale here. And then as you exhale, lowering your right arm down, right knee down. And then we'll move into the second side. Now I'm going to have my back to you so you can see just a different view. Tuck the left toes under. Find there's that calf stretch again. Lower the inner left heel. I'm going to bring my right hand in just a little bit. And then as I press into my right shin, I'm going to sweep my left arm up. Gaze point either up or down. Breathing. Last breath. Lowering your left arm down and around. Here you are back again onto all fours. We're going to transition to standing. So I'm going to tuck my toes under. Walk your hands back. See if you can keep your head above your heart for this transition. And as I push back into my feet, bring your hands immediately onto your thighs and then press into your heels to stand tall. And as you stand tall, I'm going to move my props out of the way. I'm going to come back into the center of the mat and bring the palms together for mountain pose. So now we're going to move through some sun salutations. These are considered half sun salutations. So I'm going to move over to maybe what I'll call the top edge of my mat, the forward edge. And then inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, glide and fold into a forward bend. In Sanskrit, we call this Uttanasana. Sliding your hands all the way to your knees. Folding on the exhale. Remember, knees never have to lock out. Sweeping wide as you bring yourself all the way up to stand. Hands down and around, and palms returned together. I'll face you so you can see a different view. Inhale, sweeping up. It's like a big swan dive, forward folding in half. Sliding your hands to your knees, folding on the exhale. So really, really smooth. Inhale, sweep up, coming all the way up to standing. Stay standing and palms return together. Let's do one more. Inhale. So every move has a breath. Exhale. Gliding, inhale up halfway. Fold on the exhale. Remember, knees can be soft here. Sweep wide with the heart, with the chest, with the arms. Get taller, hands down and around to close. So we'll move now into a balance pose. So everyone loves balancing. So this is a tree pose. We're going to start with our hands on our hips. I'm going to mirror you. So this is going to be your right knee. Your right knee will open. So I've just externally rotated, and I'll bring my right heel to my inner ankle. But I don't want to sag into the hip. I want to have that sense of lift. Crown of my head beaming toward the vastness above. And then maybe you just pick up your right big toe, solid standing leg on the left. And if that feels available, then see if you can slide your foot into the swell of the inner calf. We never put the foot in the knee joint. We never load the knee joint in tree pose. Then lift the gaze, maybe somewhere interesting on the horizon, and then bring the palms together. Just a couple, 3 breaths here. So just try to keep a kissable feel on your face and keep breathing. Slowly lowering your right foot down, bring your hands back to your hips, just kind of a guide so that our hips don't get a little wonky. You're going to bend now your left knee, turn the left knee out. Heel maybe to the inner ankle or to the calf, your choice. I'm going to keep my foot down on this side so you can see. And I can still play with it by lifting and lowering my left big toe. It's almost like a kickstand when I need it. But at least try. And when you're feeling stable, bring your palms together. Steady your gaze and breathe. Slowly lowering down. Hands onto your hips. Let's move on to a standing pose. So this is Warrior 2 pose, or Virabhadrasana 2. Bring your palms together. Sweep your arms out to the side. So we're going to do this with breath. Almost every movement in yoga is accompanied with either an inhale or an exhale. So this is going to be my exhale move with my hands coming together. Inhale, sweep your arms out to the side. And exhale, bring your palms right back together in front of the heart center. Let's do one more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, sweep your arms out wide. Turn your right toes out. So my right toes are now turning way off to the right. And then I'm going to bend my right knee. So here I'm going to check again like I did with my lunge that my knee is actually above my ankle. When I feel confident that's true, then I'm going to grow my spine a little longer. And then that proud gaze, kind of the cherry on the cupcake, proud gaze over your right fingertips. I'm a big fan of the number 3, so 3 breaths should do. One last inhale. Stay on the exhale, pressing your right knee straight, turning the right toes forward with your gaze. Let's keep the arms up and challenge our arm muscles and take it to the other side. So now I'm pivoting on my left heel. Arms are going to stay up. If you need to shake them out, go ahead. But if you can keep the arms up, do fill out the shape with an inhale and then exhale, bending the knee. Again, it's worth a peek if you're not practicing in front of a mirror to see that your knee is above your ankle. It's a kind of an act of kindness, let's say, to the knee. Then the proud gaze over the left fingertips. Breathing. Feel that quality of confidence, like a warrior, but a friendly warrior. One more inhale. Complete the pose on the exhale, pressing your left knee straight. Turn the toes around. Now lower the arms. Give them a little shake. Hands on your hips. Heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. Your feet back together. And then bring the palms back together with your eyes closed. Here, standing now in Tadasana or mountain pose. So just out of curiosity and interest, bring your right hand onto your heart center and let your left hand just hang down by your side. See if you can connect in with your heart beating. Feel your breath. So effort and surrender in balance. So bring your hands back together. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. We're going to move back into a forward fold, back into Uttanasana. And then now just take your hands into your elbows, allowing your forearms and your head to hang heavy. Letting your hands reach down toward the floor, slide your hands all the way up to your knees. And then you're going to have a seat down onto the mat. So just find a graceful and elegant way to do that. Slide yourself forward so you've got lots of space behind you to lay down with ease. And then once you come down onto your back, draw your knees into your chest, your head come down and onto the mat. And then maybe just a little rock, a little roll. If your spine appreciates that, go for it. If not, just stay still. And then placing your left foot down, squeeze your right knee in. Just roll your right ankle a couple of times. Just like 3 big circles in one direction, and then 3 big circles in the other. And then relax your right ankle and do crisscross. So it's like how my dad might sit in a chair. So I'm going to pull my left thigh toward me, and I might use my hands, maybe just in this case my left hand, to draw my left thigh straight toward the left side of my rib cage. So it should be a nice, big, deep, dull, and achy stretch on that right hip. Again, 3 breaths will do. See if you can relax everywhere else. Not clenching the teeth. Might even want to close your eyes so you can really identify what you feel. And then slowly, left foot floats to the floor, right foot down. And we'll do the second side. So draw the left thigh in, reach up and hug. This should feel pretty good on your lower back. Keep the neck and shoulders relaxed. Roll your left ankle. So see if you can go for full circumference. I think it's more interesting to go big and slow than fast and small. See if you can actually feel a circle. And when you've done all 6 circles, just relax your left ankle and then we'll do the crisscross. So drawing your right thigh now towards you, maybe 2 hands reach through, maybe it's just one. If you've got shoulder and neck stuff, you don't have to have both hands there. But you may notice that it's different one side versus the other, and that's really common. So 2 hands would look something like this, behind onto my hamstrings. Couple 3 breaths, collarbones relaxed. Again, closing your eyes, not a bad idea. Gauguin, the painter, said, I see more when I close my eyes. And I think in yoga, we feel more. One last inhale here. Stay on the exhale, and then slowly floating your right foot down, and then your left foot down. So just a couple more things here. So we're going to do some bridge poses. Here's kind of a fun way to do bridge. So I'm going to turn my palms up, and I'm going to bring my knees all the way together, and then I'm going to cross my right ankle over my left ankle. So my knees are close together. And so I'm going to keep my palms up because that keeps my collarbones broad. And I'm going to imagine that I've got the winning lottery ticket in between my knees. I'm not harshly squeezing, but I'm holding that winning lottery ticket. And then I'm going to squeeze in, draw the navel toward the spine, and then just lift your hips up. And see if you can balance your pelvis evenly. To check in with that, just bring your hands onto your hips. And then slowly lower down. Let's just do 3. Now, your knees are probably going to try to splay apart, but see if you can be really mindful about keeping them together. And then lowering down on the exhale. Let's do one more. Navel to spine, squeeze the inner thighs, hands on your hips, just to check in with that levelization. Lifting and lowering. We're done with that side. So change the crossing. Now my left shin and calf and ankle are in front. Hug in, hands on your hips, relax your neck and shoulders. Press the lower back into the mat and lift your hips up. Put a little squeeze on the inner knees and then slowly lower down. Now you can feel this in the inner thighs, you can feel it in the hamstrings, and also in the glutes. Lower down on the exhale. Check in with that levelization of your pelvis. Last one, low back presses, hips lift, keep that squeeze, and then slowly lowering down. Uncross, stretch out both legs, nice and long. Reach your arms up and overhead, get really long. You point your toes like you're tractioning yourself, and then flex your feet. Keep reaching, reaching, reaching. Nice long torso, arms, legs. Big inhale. And then as you exhale, relax, bring your arms down. Relax your legs, let your legs move away from each other. Backs of the hands on the floor, or you can bring your hands onto your body. With your eyes closed, see if you can feel your body. It's almost like your whole body is melting into this big vat of wax. You're letting everything soften and release. Keep breathing. Stay on your back with your eyes closed. And then while you're resting, I have this beautiful poem that I'd like to read for you. And it's by this author. Her name is Lunge. See what you think of this. What if you thought of it as the Jews consider the Sabbath, the most sacred of times? Cease from travel, cease from buying and selling. Give up just for now on trying to make the world different than it is. Sing, pray, touch only those of whom you commit your life. Center down. And when your body has become still, reach out with your heart. Know that we are connected in ways that are terrifying and beautiful. You could hardly deny that now. Know that our lives are in one another's hands. Surely that has become clear. Do not reach out your hands, reach out your heart. Reach out your words. Reach out all the tendrils of compassion that move invisibly where we cannot touch. Promise this world your love, for better or for worse, in sickness and in health, so long as we all shall live. Namaste.